How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep. Welcome back to another installment of Drap Chat. I've been watching a lot of my friends' content lately. I've got a lot of friends on the internet that make videos, and I've also watching a lot more podcasts, a lot more vlogs. And here's the thing: when I started making content for the internet, when I became a content creator, nearly 10 years ago. This year would be my 10-year doing this. I started back in 2016. And I used to watch these videos and be like, I can do that. This? Oh, I can do that. That'd be easy. It's so easy. It's not easy. Now that I've been doing this for 10 years, I have more respect for people who can just effortlessly make content. So much respect for those content creators, because I know what it's like. I've been doing this for 10 years. Only recently have I been getting more popular, right? And even then, it's kind of like not a permanent thing. Making content for the internet, making videos, it's not a stable kind of source of income, all right? If you ever go and do this and be like, "Oh, I'm going to do this for a living," don't, because you're probably not. You're probably not going to be able to do this for a living. Now, of course, there's those exceptions where people can make videos on the internet and they become successful, and I'm happy for them that they became successful. I look forward to seeing their content because a lot of those people are pretty well known throughout the internet. But for the most part, not so much. For the most part, the people who are trying to do this for a living, you probably aren't going to make a lot of money on it. And now that I've been doing this for 10 years, I have a lot more respect for content creators that can just kind of make videos whenever. Or the content creators that can just kind of go on and on without any problems. Like, for me, I sometimes have like brain farts, right? Like my brain will just blink out on me and I'll either forget what I was talking about, or I will disassociate of my own conversation. And when I come back, I hope to God I can figure out where I left off. But there's these other people who can just kind of go on and on and on and on about one thing. In fact, like, they don't even wrap a trail away from the subject. They can go on for hours on just one subject. Some of those people are actually already pretty popular on the internet. If people are like, "Oh, I love his opinions on these certain things," or "I love her opinions on these certain things," or whatever. And I'm over here struggling just to make 10-minute videos. I'm over here struggling, man. I can't remember what I'm talking about. Halfway through the video, I'm no longer talking about the same subject anymore. Towards the end, I'm repeating myself because I finished what I was going to talk about within the first 4 minutes. Now I got to improv something because I don't know what to say anymore. And then there's these people who could just do it so effortlessly, so naturally, that I'm jealous. I'm jealous they can do that. I can't do that. I've been trying. Oh my God, have I been trying? Especially with this series. Oh my God. Like, already I've ran out of things to talk. Point proven just now. That's it. I can't end here. I need to make it 10 minutes. Not that I'm getting paid for this content, by the way. The whole reason why YouTubers and most other content creators on any other platform make videos that are more than 10 minutes is for the money. It's for the money. It's for the algorithm, and it's also for the monetization, because a lot of times you get more ads in there if the videos are longer. I remember there was like one content creator, I do not remember their name, but they would finish their video early, like at the 8-minute marker or the 9-minute marker, and they would put like an image at the end for the rest of like the 2 minutes, and that just to get that 10-minute fill. I think PewDiePie at one point reviewed their content. I'm pretty sure he did. And I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to like fill in my empty space with just an image. I could. Could you imagine? I get done within like the first 4 to 5 minutes of my video, and then the rest of the video is video game footage. Just a walkthrough. 4 to 5 minutes of let's play. No more commentary. No more. You get no more. Now it's just game footage. But especially doing this series, I've been feeling more respect towards people who can just kind of do this naturally. And honestly, I can see why they're popular. They have a skill, they have a talent at this. And I do not. I have to actually try. I have to. I'm currently trying. This is me currently trying. Um, I'm also, I get tired from talking. Like I'll talk for like 10, 20 minutes and I'm ready for a nap. I don't know why that is, but after a while of, I think it's like social energy. I've heard of that, where like you have to recharge your social battery, and the more you talk to other people, the more it feels like you're being drained, like they're energy vampires. And sometimes you just have to kind of like close yourself off of other people to recharge that social battery. And I feel like doing these videos, it feels like I'm draining my social battery doing them, to be honest. Um, a lot of times I have to like drink a lot of coffee, a lot of energy drinks just to, you know, be able to talk. But here's the thing. I may have energy. I may have the ability to now talk, but I'm still mentally dead. My mental energy is not there. It's still so whenever I do that, now I really have nothing to talk about. Now good luck piecing together what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. I'm really jealous of the people who can just do this naturally, especially when they're doing podcasts. Now, granted, I do think when you have other people in the podcast, that does make it easier because you're feeding off of their energy. You're feeding off of their input. Like you can have a perspective of what you're saying, and then they can have their input placed into it, and then you're just kind of feeding on that energy, or you're pretty much writing on what they had. And I do think that does make it easier. But when you're by yourself and you're trying to like pretty much feed on your own energy, you're trying to like come up with your own points and then continue those points on your own, it does make it harder. But there are content creators that can do that naturally. Oh my god, that makes me so jealous because I can't. I'm already struggling to keep this going. I've already finished like minutes ago. I'm over here trying to think of other examples of what I'm trying to talk about, but that's kind of my point. It is kind of interesting to do a project like this and then walk away from it with more perspective of how much work they actually put in there. And I look back on how I used to think of like, oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that so much better. Oh, I can do that. And then you do it, and then you realize, no, you can't actually. No, you cannot. So the best you can do is pretty much be a carbon copy of the person that you said you could do better. Now you're just doing their work. Now you're just repeating their thing. There's so many carbon copies of content creators out there that pretty much repeat the same kind of content, that to see something original and new is kind of amazing. But a lot of times there's content out there that's original and new and no one's watching it because they're too busy watching the popular channels. I feel like YouTube as of right now is kind of a cornered market, that the people who've already made it are the channels that are going to continue to make it. While other channels like memes, right? ASMRs, those are the very popular ones because I'm kind of a part of that, right? We're like, when I go on YouTube, I'm just watching memes. I'm going to watch some kind of meme compilation. That's all I'm doing on YouTube. I'm not really watching YouTubers like I used to back in the, you know, late 2000s, early 2000s. I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm just kind of, memes. I'm not really watching YouTubers anymore. So I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Just a rabbit trail so far away from me talking about how, oh yeah, I've got so much respect now for people who can ramble on about one particular subject, and then I rabbit trailed so far away from that that I have no clue how to like pull it back in. um, I'm glad that towards the end of the video I was able to prove my point of, how I'll just, ramble and improv to the point where I don't know how to bring it back. So that's cool. That's fun. I want to thank everyone for tuning in.